Hello and welcome to the Lochinvar VIP Contractor Overview for 2020 and 2021. My name is Amanda McAfee and I'm very excited to share with you our brand new platform for our program as well as some new details. So before we jump into the platform and start looking at some examples and some details, I do want to share with you the overview of our program. So as always, we're coming back with the installation showcase, which is a contest we run October through March. This year, the program will launch on October 15th and run through March 31st. And so the installation showcase is an opportunity for VIP contractors to show off their work. We know that they put a lot of effort into each and every install, and we want to give them an opportunity to show that work to us. So we run this contest. They can submit photos of eligible product installations, give us a little description, and we have a panel of judges in-house that take a look at those and select a first, second, and third place winner each month. So this year, the first place, the grand prize, is a free night boiler of the winner's choice, up to model KH285 or WH399. Second place is $250, third place is $100, and those funds would be added to the user's VIP account online. So we'll take a look at that in just a few minutes. In addition to the installation showcase, we will also be choosing 3 top performers based on product registrations. Those 3 winners will also receive the grand prize of a free night boiler. And so we're really excited to offer that. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at our new platform. There's quite a few new features to go over, so I want to share those with you. So this, when you type in lochinvarvip.com, this is the page you will land on. With a new platform, all users do have to enroll. So even if they've had a VIP account in the past, they will need to re-enroll, and that can be done by clicking Get Started up here in the top right-hand corner. You'll see once you click that, a sign-up form displays here in the middle, asking general information. We collect first name, last name, company, and email, along with the title. So the title is a drop-down with 3 options, either as the installer, the owner of an installing company, or as a distributor. And so what is selected here depends on what view you have within the platform. Owner installer will see the same thing. Distributor is slightly different. A few more options for them. So once the user clicks sign up, they will receive a message. I'm going to show that to you here. It's just notifying them that their account has went into a approval process. So they have to be approved by an administrator. We're handling that here on site. We'll have some details, so if we need extra information, we can reach out on that. We do have the option to open up the approval process to salesmen and manufacturer reps. So if you're interested in that, please reach out and we'll talk about that some more and get you set up. So once the account has been approved, the VIP will receive an email. One moment here, and we will take a look at that, just so you know what they should be expecting. It's an email simply telling them, thank you for signing up, you're ready to get started, click this link. So they do have to click this link to verify their email address and finish the enrollment process. Without doing this, they will not have access to the site. So once they click that link, they will be directed to the first time login process. And here's a quick view of that. As you see, this is just the first few fields of several. So we do ask number of trucks the company has, number of employees, and how they've heard about the program. So that's some new fields for us. It's going to give us a better idea of how our VIPs are learning about the VIP program, as well as kind of what their companies look like. And you'll see we start asking just general information, address, phone number, birthday. Once that is all complete, they will be able to log in. It's going to take you into an account that has already been set up, so you can see it as a VIP user would. So the first thing you notice is this slider bar here at the top. You'll see it does. It'll shift and change. Give it just a second to reload here. But the neat thing about this slider bar is that we can easily update that content. That's something we haven't had the luxury of in the past, is being able to swap it out quickly. And also we can target that information based on the user's location, so we can give them a more customized experience. A little bit further down, just a welcome to the program general information bar with number of claims submitted and their yearly earnings. And at the bottom of the page, we have our active promotions. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the installation showcase that we discussed, what the submission form looks like for that contest. So when they click more details, they're taken to this page that there's a countdown so that they know that the clock's ticking. There's only a certain amount of time to get involved with this contest. General information, as we discussed, the prizes that are at stake, the qualified products, and just general information that kind of need to know before entering a submission. At the bottom, they can click the Submit Sale button, and it loads the entry form. So we're going to walk through this just very quickly. So you can see what to expect. Here you can either click and it will open up your files, or you can drag and drop. I'm going to choose the drag and drop method. I'm going to drop my file here. And you'll see at the bottom of this bar, it does tell them they can upload up to 5 photos, the acceptable file types and sizes. They can click validate. Once a user clicks validate, they're taken to this screen where it gives them a chance to review all of the information that they have entered. If needed, they can take a step back to the first screen to make changes, or they can go ahead and submit. So we're going to submit this claim, and it gives them the red thumbs up. So with every VIP installation entry, it's going to go into a pending process, and we'll take a look at those. I'll be reviewing them to make sure that the product in the installation photo is eligible and there's nothing else that might disqualify that entry. And then at the end of the month, all entries will be handed over to our judges, where they will select the first, second, and third place winners. Once winners are selected, we will be using the same process as we have in the past and going through our distribution channels to reach back out to that VIP user to notify them that they have won. So maybe once they get done with their installation submission, they want to go ahead and register that product. A couple options there. They can go back to home and scroll down and click on the promotion, or you can use the promotion button here in the menu bar. So we're going to click there, and you see the promotions load. We want to take a look at product registration now. So we click more details. And you see we've got a chart here listing all eligible models along with what they are worth. So we have the 125 category, 25, 15, and 10. And I want to call your attention to this $10 all glass line indirect water heaters are eligible now. That is a new product for this year that is eligible. It has not been eligible in the past. So keep in mind that there's no time restrictions with this program. So if a user has older ones, they can pull those out and register them if they would like. One thing I want to note as we go through the process here of looking at this website is that it is a test site. So you've noticed we've taken some looks at screenshots. There's going to be a couple of features that just aren't functioning within the test environment. And you'll see that for example, here the date's incorrect. All of that will be correct in the production site. It's purely just because we are in the test environment that you see those errors. So let's go ahead and take a look at the submission form for product registration. You'll see just again, basic information, the serial and model number, the registered owner or homeowner's name, the installation address, the install date here. You'll see it's missing install date here, that will appear, and where the product was purchased. So one of the things that has been a pain point for our VIP contractors in the past is that for each registration, whether it was going to the same address as another or not, you had to put in all the information every single time. So if you had 2 or more units going to the same address, that meant you were typing the same information multiple times. With this platform, we are able to introduce some features here that prevent that repetitive work. So if you have maybe a knot and a square, they're going to the same spot, you can put in the serial model number of the first, click add more, and a second set of serial and model number fields drop out. I mean, you can keep going and add more, and then put in the installation address and date, and it all will register at one point. So you're not having to type that same information over and over. Another way for our users to kind of avoid having to do the same steps multiple times is to use the bulk uploader. So we're going to click here. You'll see it pops up and it tells you need to download this form, and it is an Excel that pops out. So I'm going to download this, and in just one moment I'm going to make sure that it displays for you to view. Okay, so you'll see it's just asking the same exact information that we request in the online submission form. Again, this will be corrected. A couple of things to note about this form as well as the online submission form. The model number and state and province fields do have a specific format that has to be used. So you'll see there's a drop down that you can choose your model number from. Of course, that drop down is pretty lengthy. That's not really ideal for the user to have to scroll through that every time. But you'll see that we only use the first 6 characters of the model number, so keep that in mind. You'll see that we can type in something that is eligible and valid, and it'll go in, so you don't have to scroll through. However, if you have like an NKC and you try to put the N after, it will give you the rejection that the value doesn't match the data validation restriction. So keep that in mind. Same if you just try to go really off something that's not in there. State and province is the same way. You can enter Tennessee, you cannot just. So what that does is by making those restrictions within this file, it prevents errors during the upload process. So I want to take a step back to the website and show you what it looks like when you enter a bulk submission. So here I've actually pulled some serial numbers. There's problems with this file so that you can see what happens when items reject. You'll see there was 3 serial numbers here. If these had been correct, you would see a success here instead of error. And also it wouldn't list anything in this error category. So first thing we want to look at is where the product was purchased. That's why this one rejected. You're seeing these, we left out a field of the activity date. That's an issue. So that's within the form. If there's a serial number issue, you'll see it at the bottom. So we see that one of these serial numbers that we've tried to enter has already been submitted. So it can't be added again. Once a product is registered, it cannot be registered again. You see another issue with one of the serial numbers is that it's either invalid or ineligible. So that could be that their serial number is a digit too short or a digit too long, or it could be that they have attempted to add a product that is not eligible within the program for, say, an FTX. If they get the invalid and eligible error, we really encourage users to reach out to VIPadmin@lockandbar.com. Those emails come to me, and typically we can find the issue so that they're not wondering what was happening. We see that sometimes the serial number is not got enough numbers or something's flip-flopped. Typically when search, we can find the answer there. So really encourage people with errors, if they're concerned that that error is not correct, to reach out. So again, if these were all correct and successful, it would say so here, and you would have the option to click this "Yes, I want to submit" button, and then you would get a pop-up box confirming your submission. So again, this is a really great way for us to give them the option of how they want to upload their registrations and hopefully save some time along the way. With product registrations, as you know, each registration receives a certain dollar value based on the model number. Those dollars add to the rewards. So we want to take a look at that segment of the program now. So in the top menu bar, users can click Rewards. It'll take them to the Reward Mall. As I mentioned earlier, if you win in the installation showcase, this is where your funds would be used. We'll add that to the account for the VIP that is winning, and they can select a card here. You'll see in the top corner here, it lists the user's name along with how many dollars they have available to spend. So they can come to the Rewards Mall and they can click on a card or a card category to explore their options. So we won't click into everything, but let's take a look at a few. So if you click in sports and fitness, you'll see that there are so many options of cards that the user can choose, from LL Bean to Amazon, Cabela's, Callaway Golf, Under Armour, Bass Pro. And maybe they don't want an item, maybe they want a really nice dinner out. There's options to choose gift cards to restaurants, small things like Subway, up to your nicer places. You've got a Morton Steakhouse there. You'll see the list of options is pretty extensive. Another great thing about this is that they can choose the denomination of what they want that card to be worth. So maybe they want this Happy Dining card. As you can see, it's available to be used at multiple locations. It's not for one restaurant. You can do it for $25, $50, $75, $100. So let's add a $25 card to my cart. And you'll see when I click Add to Cart, I've already got some items in my cart, but the number changes here up in the menu bar, as well as in the cart icon at the lower right-hand corner. One perk to being able to choose the denomination is that some cards, there's actually a whole category of things that are $25 and under. So if you just register one tank or one Noble unit and you don't have that $25 mark that used to be our minimum, you can still select a reward. And if you just can't choose from all the options, there's also the Visa Silver card that can be selected. Its lowest denomination is $25 up to $500, but it can be used anywhere that cards are accepted. And once the user has selected all the cards that they would like, they can click on the card here or the icon down here, click on the dollar amount, and it takes them to the cart summary. And they can see where they're at here and click checkout. The checkout process takes them through shipping address. We won't walk all the way through this because in this test environment, the checkout does not function. But again, just shipping address, and it sends it directly to them. So if you go back to their name here, you may have noticed that there's a reward center. If you click on that, this is probably one of my favorite things, is because it offers the VIP visibility into their rewards that they have not had in the past. Before, unless they were tracking it with pen and pencil, there was no way for them to know what their dollar value would be on the card that they would receive. And also, it would take a while for them to get that card. Now they can go in and they can select it. I've talked to a lot of company owners who are interested in giving the rewards out through gift cards to their guys for Christmas, or maybe for just like outstanding service. Before, you got one card, one lump sum. That wasn't really an option. This gives them the flexibility to break it down into what they need. So this reward summary account, it shows you the earning statement, so the VIP can go in, they can see how they earned that money and how much it was. So you'll see all of these are listed as promotion, VIP, product registration. You know, if they were an installation showcase winner, this may say installation showcase second place and be worth $250. In addition to seeing how they earned the money, they can also see how it was spent by going to the orders tab. And of course, right now there's nothing to show, but as VIPs choose rewards and receive those cards, it will all log here. So, like I say, very excited about this. It gives them so much more flexibility and control over their own account. Another way that they have more access to information about their account is through the reports tab. So they can track their activity, their claims and submissions, promotion summaries. So at any time, you know, maybe they're curious, what have I put in, what have I not? That can be done here. I do want to take a second to note that because this is a new platform and because they are signing up again, VIPs will not have access to anything that they have registered prior to October 15th. If they are interested in a printout, or not a printout, but a report out of what they registered in the previous system, I can provide that. So feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Amanda McAfee. VIP admin at lockandvar.com is the best way to contact me, but I can provide that. Otherwise, anything registered after October 15th will show up in these reports. So that concludes what I would like to look at in a VIP user's account. Again, the installer and the owners will see the same thing that we have looked at here. But I do want to take a second and sign out here. And then we're going to look at what a distributor account will see. So you'll notice it looks very much the same. Of course, because this is a distributor test account, there's no claims, there's no earnings. But you can still see the promotions. And you have the option to register products for a VIP. The distributors can click on the product registration. There's a couple of ways for them to go about registering those products on behalf of the VIP. One is to go through the promotion and click submit sale and use the bulk uploader. So please note, while the submission form for single addresses is available, it cannot be used. It will actually reject all of those because this form does not offer a place for you to direct the reward to a VIP user. So you do have to use the bulk upload. We'll take a look at this file. It's going to look very familiar. So give me just 1 second to get that up and visible here. Okay, we should be looking at this Excel spreadsheet. You'll notice it's very similar to what a VIP user would have, with one exception, and that's in column A. We ask for an employee ID. That would be the VIP user who you are registering the product for, would be their email address. And it is also a column and a field that is formatted in such a way that you cannot enter an email address that is not in the system for a user. There is a drop down. Of course, there's entirely too many options for that to be useful. So you can type in the email address of the user. And as long as it is a part of that drop down, it will be accepted. So if you're hitting an error there, you may want to check your spelling or check with the user and make sure that you're using the email address that they signed up with. And just for demonstration, you'll see that you cannot add not in the system. So just keep that in mind. This form is great if you have multiple users that you're trying to register products for at one time. So you can kind of compile these and add it all at once. And by putting in the employee ID, it will direct the funds to the correct account. And the second way that distributors can register products for the VIP is by going to the admin tab and selecting proxy. And so when you proxy in as a user, you're viewing the account in the website exactly as they would. So we'll proxy in as our test account here. And you can do that. You can either, having trouble typing there. You can either do that as the email address or as the user's name when you select them. And then you can click proxy. And you'll see this red bar appears since it's you're proxying in as the user. You see their rewards, you see their cart, you can view the reports as they would. And when you're in a proxy, you can go to the promotions tab and you can use the single submission form when you're proxied in as the user. So just as they would, it's the same form. You can do the add more here. So a couple of options. So whatever works best as a distributor for you and your customer, whether it's the bulk upload with multiple users or to proxy in as that user and use the single submission claim form within the web page. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out there. A couple of other things to note. Along with this recording, we are going to place this PowerPoint out on ePortal. And it's just the general information to help you as you are speaking with contractors. And of course, if any questions come up now or later down the road, you can always contact me. Again, my name's Amanda McAfee. You see my phone number and email address. Excuse me, I've just realized that I'm not displaying what I would like to be displaying. So again, this is the PowerPoint that we will have. It's all the information that we have just reviewed. But it will be helpful when you're speaking with contractors or maybe as a quick review. And again, here's my information. If questions come up, Amanda McAfee, there's my phone number, my email address, or as always, VIPadmin@lockandbar.com. That one's a little bit easier to remember. So if you need to share that with a user, I would suggest using that email address. One other thing to note is for our winners who win the grand prize of a free night boiler. The night boiler is considered as a taxable prize. So they will need to fill out a W-8 or a W-9 depending on their location. So W-9s are for US users, W-8s are for Canadian users. And we will be issuing a 1099 for them to submit with their taxes. However, of course, we do not want our VIP winners to be out of pocket as a result of winning a product from us. So when we determine what those taxes would be on that product that they receive, we will be crediting enough funds back to their VIP online account to cover the taxes that they will incur as a result of winning the product. Again, that's the last thing that we want is for our users to be out of pocket. So just keep that in mind. Again, that only applies to the 9 grand prize winners that we will have over the course of the program. Again, this program launches October 15th. It will wrap up on March 31st. Product registrations, while the additional chance at winning the free product will end, product registrations are accepted all year long. To note one more time, there are no time restrictions. So if there's older products out there that have not been registered, they are still eligible. And we're very excited to share this and to go forward with this new platform. There's so many new features and possibilities. So we hope everyone is as excited as we are. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. But I thank you all for joining me and taking your time to go through our program with me so that you can see what all the new things are about. So thank you all. Again, if you have questions, just let me know. Have a great day.